Hi,
Hi, welcome back to our podcast.
I'm
And I'm
Karin
Gloria, and we're here for the company.
and the chaos. We bring the
We
chaos.
really do.
Episode
Yes.
22. If you're new here, thank you for coming. If you're back with us, thank you for showing up every time or sometimes or
Yeah.
whatever.
We truly appreciate it.
Oh,
We do this for
we
fun,
do.
but
We, we do have to specify we did figure out I am a year behind Gloria.
yeah, in our last video, I literally thought forever that we were the same age, in the same grade, knew the same people,
Yeah.
but apparently that's not true.
So it is important to know Gloria and I met in a weird part of our lives,
Yeah.
and trauma was happening. Trauma continued to
Right.
happen. We actually probably met earlier than we have memories.
Well, yeah, because we were going to church.
Yeah. And our parents met in a bank, and my dad did your dad's funeral.
Right.
So we had to meet at some point
Yes.
before we have memories. I called out Nick Holzer as being a heartthrob, and I just want to correct the record that I was in the same grade as him. I was not older than him. We were friends. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways. As for the other boys, I just knew who they were. Okay. That's what I think we want to do because we realize we don't know each other all that well
Yeah.
in different pockets of our lives.
Right.
We wanted to ask each other, like, have a segment called 20 questions where we're not going to ask 20 questions today. Don't freak out.
No.
Where we just ask each other some questions.
Do you have any?
I think my question I wanted to know was, what have your jobs been over the years?
I haven't had many, but
Yeah.
my first job was at a car wash. I was a cashier, and that's also where
That was your first
yeah, that was my
job.
very first job when I was 18.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so ended up meeting my husband, and then I worked there maybe less than a year, or maybe 1 year, because I got pregnant, and then I was like, I'm just gonna quit my job and be a stay-at-home mom. So my maternity leave, I had maternity leave and then I never went back. So
Oh, yeah.
that was my first job. And then when my daughter turned 1, I ended up getting a job as a customer service rep at Sigma. And
What's that?
it is a distribution company that they distribute
Okay.
food. It's basically a warehouse that keeps food from
Okay.
like Panda Express, Wendy's. We had like a bagel place. We had a couple other places, but
That's cool.
I did the customer service there, like answering phones, and if somebody got a damaged product, I would have to like send the drivers back to get the product. It was really fun. I actually worked with my older sister, Becky.
That's
So that
cool.
was really fun. Everybody thought I was older than her, and I was like, no, that's my older sister.
Older than her. That I mean, Becky is like one of those people. You know when like people look at celebrities and they're like, how are they not aging? Becky is one of those people, I think. I haven't
Yeah.
even seen a recent picture of her, but she's like one of the
Oh,
vampires.
I'll send you one. She just turned 40 and she looks nothing. She looks like a teenager still.
Yeah, like I don't know what these people did when they were kids to not have any
Well,
stress or wrinkles or
she
anything.
stays having fun. She really does.
Yeah,
And lives like a kid sometimes.
I don't have that gene.
But I am mistaken. That actually was my third job.
Okay.
When my daughter was 11 months old, I worked at our local grocery store right here.
Okay.
And I just like stocked shelves and was a cashier. And then I got the job at Sigma. But that was like my only
Okay.
3 jobs. You've had
Do you want me to list
had
mine?
plenty.
That's so
I
many.
know.
I was thinking about that the other night. I was like, oh my gosh, if I ask her this question, because I was like, yeah, I don't know what you've worked.
Yeah.
Well, worked at Burger Basket.
That was your first job.
And
right?
then, yes. Yep. And I worked there from 16, well, 15 and a half to 16, 17. I think I was 16 when we moved here. And I turned 17 here.
Yeah.
Here, I started working at Foot Action. They're owned by Journeys and Nike and
Oh, okay.
like own all those stores. So I worked at Foot Action, worked at TJ Maxx, worked at TJ Maxx for a long time.
I remember
like when
you working at TJ Maxx.
when I graduated early, I worked at TJ Maxx because I would work like 4 a.m. It was like 5 a.m. shifts, and I would do their audits and do their markdowns, and it was amazing.
Really? You liked it?
I loved it. You just had to scan things. You didn't have to deal with people.
Oh, I love
and
that.
by the time people started coming in, you were like, I have like an hour
And
left.
I'm
I
out.
just need to get through this shift.
Yeah.
Yeah. I worked at TJ Maxx, then I left TJ Maxx. I was a manager at a coffee shop. And while I worked at that coffee shop, I also was a waitress at a restaurant called Kettings. It doesn't exist anymore, but it was a West Side favorite. Now it's a pizza place. Then I moved to Texas, and I was working at 2 bars when I was in Texas. I started working at Cap Rock and then went to O-Bar as well. So I was working mornings at Cap Rock and nights at O-Bar, and quickly dropped out of school because bartending was taking up more time than school should.
Wow.
Anyways, I was only there till December of 2011. I came home for Christmas and stayed. So then after that, I went to work for CarMax, and that's where I met Sean. When Sean and I started dating, we got scared that we couldn't date. So I put in my 2 weeks, and I went to work for Victoria's Secret and Home Depot at the same time.
Oh my gosh.
And then I went on tour. When I got back from tour, I worked at Buckle for like weeks, and that was a terrible job. And then I worked at a group home for autistic adults.
Really?
That was the most fun I've ever had. Yeah, I got med certified. It was so fun. And I worked there till we got married. There's a lot of bullying and weird abusive things that happen in group homes that I just was not good to be a part of.
Yeah.
Or good to see, I guess.
Yeah.
So when we got back from our honeymoon, I walked in and something happened that day, and I was like, yeah, I don't need to be here anymore.
Yeah.
Bye.
How sad.
And then, yeah, it didn't like how some of the people were treating the residents.
Yeah.
From then, I went to work for Toyota and sold cars for Toyota for a while. And then, at some point I was an auto transfusionist, so I work in an OR and I cleaned people's blood.
What?
That was so fun. I made $100 an hour.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I worked for a contractor. So in most states, you like work for the hospital, but here in Cincinnati, one guy became the go-to contractor for it.
Yeah.
We moved to Colorado, and in Colorado, I worked for Target.
You and Sean moved?
He got a job to opening a CarMax store in Loveland, Colorado.
And you guys were married by then?
That's where we moved. Yep. And then I worked at Target, and I was like a front end manager. I did that job until I had my oldest.
Yeah.
And I did the same thing you did. I used my maternity leave, and then I never went back. And then I just did photography full time after that until
Well, you were going to school too, right?
I didn't. Oh, yes, I did. I went to school. So I started going to school in 2012.
Yeah.
And I went one class at a time. And then once I had my oldest, I was like, I'm going to go full time for a year and finish.
Yeah.
That's what I did. Got my bachelor's. And then after I had my second, I was like, I think I want to go back to school. My husband was like, you're insane. And I was like, I think I want to be an accountant. Now I'm also not an accountant, but I do have 2 good degrees that would allow me to be one.
I have some questions. We'll do a couple.
Okay, go for it.
What's a song from back in the day that instantly takes you back? If you can think of one.
To the window. I don't know why. When I hear that, I just picture Challenger middle school lunchroom dances.
Heck yes.
When I hear that song, I picture Walter Harris, I picture Amber Braden, and we're all just like, yeah, Queenie, getting it. Like we're all just in middle school again.
Yeah.
When I think about that song too, now I'm like, I cannot imagine my kid listening to this in the sixth grade.
Uh,
Oh,
yeah. I think about most songs I listened to as a kid and I'm like, I could not
oh yeah,
imagine. But also, like, the songs that are coming out today are very sexual.
very.
Like, it's still
Yeah,
very
Sabrina
much the
Carpenter's
same.
music. Oh yeah, yeah. Sean was singing a song the other day, and "Are you singing 'I'm a Slave for You' or do you need a bottle or whatever?" And he
Yeah.
was like, "No, but now I'm going to."
Oh my
but,
gosh.
but it sounded the same.
For me, I would probably have to say, oh, something that literally would bring me back to like a five changer, big ass, like boom box in your room. I don't know if you ever had
Mhm.
one, but I did.
Yeah.
And I used to play yellow card,
Oh, love.
like blast that. And it just takes me back. I want to say I was probably like 13 or 14, listening to yellow card, blasting my music. And it just, even still to this day, yellow card will come on and I'm like, ah, my boom
Same.
box.
Ocean Avenue.
Yes. Yes. That whole
Oh,
album is like
yeah.
so good.
All of the music back then was just so good.
It's all I listen to pretty
But
much.
yes, same.
My
That's all I
daughter
listen to.
got into emo music. I think I've mentioned that. But she woke something up inside of me from going back in time and listening to all these emo bands that I used to listen to. And there's some emo bands that I forgot about because I had so many
Yeah.
older brothers and sisters. They were listening to things and then I was liking them, but I didn't know the band or I didn't know the song name. So stuff has come up that I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember this. So that's been really fun.
I love music. I
Yeah.
think musically.
Yeah.
So literally anytime anyone says anything, I think of a song or um
Same.
start singing it.
Maybe it's an
Yeah,
ADHD
that's a
thing.
ADHD
I
thing.
was going to
Mm-hmm.
say.
I have a song for literally everything. Um,
It's so funny.
okay, what other questions do you have?
What's something about you now that you think your childhood self would be surprised by?
That I have a successful life.
I mean, I think that's like any grown up now,
Yeah.
right? Like, I
Like
can't believe
I
I lived
am
this life.
so younger me would be so surprised that I didn't get pregnant outside of marriage, even though like I wasn't even having sex. Like that's the wild thing.
Yeah.
But younger me would be so surprised that I didn't like royally F up my life somewhere along the way and
Right.
get married to some abusive drunk.
Right.
Um, yeah, didn't marry a drug addict or anything like that. So
I feel
just
the
that I
same
had a
way.
normal,
I think that comes
yeah.
from like growing up in Lake LA too, where the pond is not
Yeah.
very big.
And you watch your best friend's parents, everyone's family was dysfunctional. The town was dysfunctional.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything was dysfunctional.
Yes. I always
So the
think
fact
about
that we
that.
made it out. Hmm.
The person that I
Yeah.
found. I'm like, I'm so happy I had kids with somebody that's like a good person.
Yeah.
Growing up,
It's
we
insane.
had like car issues a lot. My husband's a mechanic, and sometimes we come up on cars. Like, we're not trying to find them, but people are like, hey, I don't want
Hmm.
this car. Do you want it for free?
Yeah.
And we're like, sure. And then we'll fix it
Yeah.
and then we'll sell it. But I can't believe I have as many vehicles because growing up, like we only had one.
Yeah. We do the same thing. Sean has always like been able to buy a car and
Yeah.
fix it up. So like we've wrecked cars, rebuilt them and sold them for more than we bought them for.
Yeah.
It's insane. Now we have this Toyota Corolla, I think it is,
Mm-hmm.
or Camry. It's a Camry. It's an older one. and it's about dead. But Sean the other day goes, I think this is the longest I've ever owned one car.
Oh,
Like this car. Like we have multiple.
yeah.
He has a truck. I have a car, or I have an SUV, and then we have the car.
Yeah.
And the car is mostly like for when my parents are here and stuff. But he's like, this is the longest I've ever owned a vehicle.
Yeah.
We normally buy them and sell them so quickly.
My husband stands on the fact that Toyota and Honda are the only cars that you should own because they're the only cars that are still good.
The other night, I was like getting ready for something, doing something. I don't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
And Sean goes, oh, you know, it was not yesterday. It was Saturday morning. So yesterday morning, I was like naming off things we should do for the day. And he goes, I think you should have a seat.
Oh.
And I was like, what? He goes, I think you need to calm your brain down.
That is so funny. I think you need to have a seat.
That's my reality. Well, I never sit down. Every day of the week that I work from home, I'll text him and say, like, it's 2 or 3 p.m. And I'll be like, I just sat down for the first time. And he goes, why?
Yeah.
Like, because I walked. Like, I walk at my desk. I'll walk outside and I'll do different things. When my brain is busy and I sit down, I go to sleep.
Really?
It's the one thing that turns my brain off. So I will literally just lay down and go to sleep. That's what I did yesterday. I slept.
You're like, I'm going to bed. I don't have time for this anymore.
Yeah. We had friends over on Friday night, right? We had people over.
Oh, yeah. How was that?
And it was great. Our kids played great. All the adults got along just fine. Everyone left by like 10:30. I didn't drink.
10:30.
Stayed 100% sober.
I'd be like, can you guys leave at 8?
Crazy. I was so tired.
10:30 so late.
Well, and then one of my friends texted me yesterday and said, Karn, I just slept till 11. I never do that. And I was like, no, we slept in too.
11? Like, your whole day's gone.
Why is it so hard to get out of bed the day after you, like, we weren't raging. Yeah. We were just hanging out as friends.
Right.
And it was so hard to get up the next day.
Yeah, I think we're all getting to that age. My husband always said, like, once you hit your 30s or like especially like your mid 30s, like you're just tired.
It's ridiculous. I don't like it.
I don't know how all these people in the Bible lived hundreds of years.
Literally.
I don't get it.
How are they not falling apart? Because I'm 33 and I'm like,
yeah,
the idea of running a mile.
Noah,
like, I'll die.
Noah was old as hell and was building an ark.
Some people didn't die.
Yeah.
He just took them up there. What do you think they looking like?
Beautiful.
Also, what a weird thing. They didn't die. Like, did they die when they got to heaven? Or they're just sitting up there alive.
I didn't know he took people that never died. So.
Yes, 2 of them. Right.
I think you know more about the Bible than I do. I'll come
back with facts next week. Okay. Well, yesterday, I was just scrolling. I had ideas.
Yes.
Of things I wanted to cover. But then I came upon this video by, her name is Laci Jane. I don't know anything about this girl. But when I clicked on her channel, I could see the last time she posted was 5 years ago.
Wow.
And she was a DIY channel. She has 72,000 subscribers, 104 videos. And her last video was 5 years ago. She posted Dream Bedroom Makeover. And before that, it was DIY Crystal Shelf Display, DIY Lunar Moon Wall, DIY Shoe Storage using milk crates. Anyways, DIY Peel and Stick.
So she was a DIY gal.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the video that I saw that stopped me in my tracks said, my mom and husband had an affair. Why I really left YouTube. And I just felt like it was something we needed to watch and hear together. Okay. I want to go to her TikTok and see if she tells this story. I feel like we should maybe watch her TikToks instead of her video.
A lot of these people are saying, how are you still in contact with her? So I wonder if she still has a relationship with her mom.
I think it's so sad that she feels shame, but also
Yeah.
gross.
And not on her
I don't
part.
know. Like one, no, no. On the mom
Yeah.
part and the husband's part.
Oh, for sure.
What was the catalyst? Because,
Yeah.
but also, what?
It's pretty
If someone
disgusting.
told me, correct. So disgusting.
Yeah.
If someone told me that that was happening I, between my spouse and my mom, I'd be like, lies.
Same.
I what?
It's
I'm
so
confused as to how that even happened.
I feel like it's so hard to grasp that that happens.
Yeah.
And I have seen a
Affairs
lot
in
of
general.
videos circulating, not just of her, but like this happens.
Yeah.
It's
Didn't
so nasty.
a girl at Sabrina Carpenter, one of Sabrina Carpenter's concerts, held up a thing that said like, my mom cheated, or my boyfriend cheated on me with my mom, or something crazy.
What the heck? That is, why would you want to put that out there at a concert? But okay.
No, and Sabrina said, like, I think she was like in the front row, and Sabrina was like, "Are you kidding?"
Yeah, like
she was like, "No." She's like, "I'm so sorry."
it's so sad and gross.
So gross. Oh my goodness. I wouldn't say I saw anyone have affairs with people's moms or anything, but I mean, people were having affairs with their neighbors in like LA. Why can't some things just be off limits?
Yeah, it needs to be.
Like,
I'm sorry.
just off limits. Mother-in-laws,
Yes.
like
Sisters.
where do we draw the line? Sisters,
like just
brothers.
don't try to my family. Please.
Literally, like if we could have just one rule forever, just don't try and sleep with anyone in my family.
Is it so hard to ask
Families
for?
once you marry one person in the family, the rest of the family is off limits.
Literally. Oh my God.
She has another video called "My Mom and Husband Had an Affair. Here's the red flags I didn't see."
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm not sure she gets into any of the weird stuff that happened in this video. Do you want to try and watch that one?
I know. I was like kind of getting that vibe that she wasn't going to talk about what happened.
So let's watch the TikTok. See if
Okay.
it explains the situation, and then we'll come back to the red flags video.
Story of how I found out about my husband at the time and my mom having an affair right after I had my daughter, and I will never forget the look that was in his eyes when he said that.
After living with the couple for a few months, the mother moved out to a house nearby. Laci and her husband were arguing a lot and decided to separate. Then he moved in with Laci's mom.
She knew that obviously my husband at the time and I were separated, and so she started telling me about all of these times he's cheating on me with all these different women. And she made me promise not to tell him. Of course, I'm not going to tell him anything, but inside I'm like, I got to go confront him. So that's exactly what I did. Even though he was only living like a block away, I got in my car and I like sped out of there and I went to go confront him. He came out to the car and I just confronted him. And I said, "Hey, my mom said that you've been cheating on me this entire time." And he looked me square in the eyes and he said, "Well, why don't she tell you what her and I have been doing?" And I will never forget the look that was in his eyes when he said that. So he had confessed to this. And after the confession, I flew back to my house and my mom was outside. I got out of the car and she knew. I mean, the look in her face, she was just white. And I said, "I need you to pack your bags and get out of my house." And she said, "What are you talking about? What happened? What did he say? What did he do?" And in her state of panic, she said, "Mom knew about all this." My grandma. "She knew about all this and I'm going to call her and I'll tell her and you'll see. And I just said, "You know what you've done." She called my grandma. "You know how I told you that Laci's husband was hitting on me and he was holding my hand? Well, now he's telling her that we had an affair. Tell her it's not true. Tell her, because I've been honest with you this whole time. Tell her." Keep in mind, at this point, I had never accused her of this. She didn't know that I knew. She was just assuming. And to this day, My mom will never admit it. She has never admitted it. She's never apologized. In her mind, it never happened. But my mom trying to sabotage me didn't end there, because she also tried to take my house from me as now a single mom with failing health issues. And that's a whole other story. And I've been homeless a couple times in my life. And that's why I started my nonprofit. So if you're new here, I also have a nonprofit where we build tiny homes for single moms because of the betrayal, because of not having a home, because of feeling my entire home, my safety, my security net being ripped apart and shredded, and not having anyone in my support system. Amazing things can come out of horrible things.
That's insane. Also, don't call out somebody else's shit if you're involved.
I'm assuming that her husband has admitted this.
She said that
Yeah.
when she went to confront him about having affairs, he was like, well, why didn't she tell you about what we're doing?
I really want to know why people think that she's still talking to the mom, is what I want to know.
Well, she said, still to this day, yeah, she hasn't admitted it.
I don't think she shared the whole thing, honestly.
Right.
But yeah, that is nasty. How she found out is not even like, I thought it was going to be like juicy.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like her husband
Nope,
being
they legit
like,
just told her.
yeah.
No.
Okay, she has one on here that says a bit of my story, but it's like pictures and you have to read it. So it says, in 2009, I found out my mom and husband were having an affair after I had our daughter and was dealing with some serious health issues. After my mom and ex tried taking my house from me, I was homeless with my daughter. We had nowhere to go and absolutely nobody we could depend on. What?
That's insane.
We moved away from everyone I thought I knew and tried to pick up the pieces. I felt so betrayed, alone, and unsupported. I was so mad at God. I worked multiple jobs, started my own business, and created multiple streams of income without any experience and learning as I went. My dream has always been to own a home and be completely independent so nobody could ever take our home from us ever again. I could barely afford rent, but I made too much to qualify for government housing. And I didn't make enough to qualify to purchase my own home. I saw gaps in the government programs and housing industry. I knew there had to be a better way. By 2019, my health got so bad that I could barely walk. I found the nation's #1 treatment center for Lyme disease, but it cost $10,000 for 2 weeks of treatment, not including the hotel, gas, and other expenses. I didn't know how I was going to make the money to go, but I knew in my heart and soul that I would go. I applied and got approved for a credit card and was able to go to get treatment. While I was in treatment, I kept telling myself I was going to work and I was going to get my life back. I promised myself I was done settling in all areas of my life. When I got back home, I knew I needed to make major life changes. I left behind everything that didn't serve me. I left my minimum wage job and only applied to jobs that would give me the life I knew I wanted and I deserved. I accepted a job making 10 times more than I ever made before. They got a luxury apartment, completely furnished home, new car, made new friends, completely transformed her life.
Man, I thought this story was going to be so juicy.
I do have a hot topic from last week that like I wish I would have mentioned, but I didn't.
Okay.
Because last week was kind of crazy. Did you hear about the Cybertruck that trapped a guy inside the car in Texas and he ended up dying?
Did he burn to death?
Yes.
Yeah. Insane.
It is insane to me that there is a car out there. Mind you, a car that costs so much money, and because it is electronic only, everything inside the vehicle, it will not even unlock the doors. because you can't do anything from outside the car.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe there's no unlocking mechanism inside the car. So if your car dies and starts on fire, you're stuck. You're dead. But I saw that his family is suing Tesla for over $1 million. And I hope they get it.
I'm gonna send you a video, and I also saw this week. Yeah, Tesla is terrifying to me, but this one says Tesla self-driving fail. This was a test to see
Oh.
how many times the car. Oh, 8 out of 8 times it hit the kid. 8 out of 8.
Wow.
Doesn't stop for the school bus and then legit runs over the freaking child.
Yeah, my husband has worked on a Tesla before, and he was telling me that these cars are always in the shop. They
Yeah.
always have to be brought back to Tesla dealerships because they're constantly breaking or something is constantly wrong with it.
In 2019, a Tesla Cybertruck failed the steel ball test, and in 2024, they retested it. Because, they claim it's like bulletproof, right?
2019, the Tesla Cybertruck failed the steel ball test. In 2024, they retested it in the most cringe way imaginable. Just wait.
Should we try the beer?
Sorry?
Okay. Let's try the right.
Try that one? Really? Okay. Sure.
Oh, man.
It didn't go through.
They used a baseball. You missed the glass law.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. I mean, I think we could probably have a pro pitcher love it if it still work. So anyway, it's the glass is tough, basically. That's what we're saying. So you don't have to worry about like rocks hitting the glass and cracking the glass. This glass is basically rock proof.
I remember seeing this. Me and my husband were dying laughing because I think he showed me this video. And he was like, I cannot believe they're trying to sell this and market it like this. And the fact that it failed live in front of people is wild. I bet. What the f is his name? Elon Musk. I bet he was pissed.
You know he didn't really invent the Tesla, right?
Of course not.
Right. He just sued a bunch of people to be a part of.
He bought the company.
Right.
Yeah. He doesn't know what he's doing. He really doesn't.
I would not. Another video of how poorly these cars stop for people. There was actually like a TikToker or something the other day that his car, a woman was in his blind spot and he hit her.
In a Tesla?
Yeah. Because he didn't look in his flipping mirror.
Wow.
If he had looked in his mirror, he would have seen her.
I feel like that
But
happens
because Teslas are so
a lot.
smart. Yeah.
People don't use their mirrors and shit right.
Claim to be the best car that will never hit people.
Oh.
It is so hard. Hold on. I did save some things this week to show you.
That is so freaking funny, dude.
What am I supposed to do with the cremated remains of a person that I don't care to memorialize? My father was my abuser. My abuser is dead. He died in 2022. I found out that he died when I was doing my bi-yearly search on my computer. I would just look him up with his parole information and make sure that he was just being the very best parolee that he could have been. And on my last search, I found his obituary instead, which I perked up immediately. I was like, Eric, I didn't think you could make my life great again, but here we are. Went back to the obituary and saw they were going to do a celebration of life, and I was like, we're not. And he's technically mine. I'm next of kin. Say hi, Dad. He's camera shy. Anyway, he's just been taking up refuge in my garage, and I've been waiting for that great aha moment, that like closure. And I don't think that I even need closure. I think him just not breathing is closure. Like, I'm not going to memorialize him. I'm not putting him in an urn. I'm not going to sprinkle him on some fucking field somewhere. He's already burned. Like, I just don't want him in my house. And this was just petty. This is me just being petty. So I will take all comments, thoughts, and concerns. I think I just want to close this like era.
Do you have a neglectful dad? Did he ghost you in life and now you're stuck with his ashes in death? Are you tired of him taking up space just like he did in your childhood? Well, worry no more. I'm Lauren the Mortician, and I'm here to offer you creative, practical, and slightly unhinged solutions for what to do with those pesky parental remains. Option number 1 would be to mix him in a litter box. If he wasn't exactly Father of the Year, this seems like a fitting way for him to be repurposed. Every time the cat kicks him around, you can just tell yourself, now he finally understands what it's like to clean up after someone else. Bonus points if you whisper, "Who's the disappointment now?" as you scoop. Option 2 would be to mail him to a random address, drop his ashes into an envelope, slap on a mysterious note that just says, "Take care of him, it's your turn now." Maybe he'll find a new family who actually wants him. Choice for you to consider would be to dump him in the ocean. You can give him the grand send-off he never really deserved by scattering him into the deep, dark abyss. That way he can finally reside in the void that matches his soul. Plus, he'll get to spend eternity with bottom feeders, which honestly might be where he belonged all along. Or if none of those options really suit your needs, you can always just send him to little old me, and I'll make sure that he really rests in peace. I am collecting a shelf of deadbeat parents. I already have one. Any of those options should definitely suit your needs though, so just go with whatever one your heart desires. Or you think he deserves the most. And I'm glad you're at peace now. Okay, love you.
We have to go to the comment section. The litter box thing is a no-go. You cannot do that. The mortician's a weird one. We should follow her.
My gosh.
The first comment that pops up says, mix him in cement and make a post with it. Put it in a dog park to be peed on forever.
I like that there's a gif of just like throw it in the trash.
Yeah. The next comment says, scatter his ashes in the courtyard of prison so he can serve the rest of his life sentence.
There you
whatever
go.
he did in life. You can donate to him to a canine search and rescue team so they can use him. Oh, porta potty. That's a good one. A lot of people had mixed him into concrete as a thing. And then this one says make him into stepping stones so you can walk on him like he did on you.
This is funny. Somebody said, people joke that you failed as a father if your kids end up on a stripper pole, but maybe the real failure is if your kid crowdsources creative ways to defile your ashes.
Like, imagine.
Yes.
Dump your ashes in a used porta potty on a hot summer day. That's what I'm planning on doing with mine after they pass away.
I don't even like to go in porta potties.
So this says, sorry, I'll finish the video, but do not mix these cremated remains with cat litter. The poor cat can aspirate on ashes, and I assure you, you don't want that. Leave the poor cats out of this.
Somebody said, I inherited my bio dad's ashes, never took them out of the shipping box they came in, and stashed him in the top of my closet. My house ended up burning down. He got burned twice.
I saw that and I died. I saw one woman recently who bought this little tray thing from Goodwill.
Yeah.
But it was glued shut. And when she finally got it open, there was ashes inside. And she was just like, oh, no, I don't know what to do with it. Do I take it back? Yeah.
If I bought something at the Goodwill and it had somebody's ashes in it, I think that would freak me out a little bit.
Same.
I don't want somebody else's ashes in my house.
Correct. And what do you do with them?
I flush it down the toilet, somebody said. The local dump sounds like a good place to sprinkle him.
Yeah. Okay, so I sent you another one with a redheaded girl with curly hair, and this is true.
Did you know cannibalism isn't explicitly illegal in the United States? It's just everything one would have to do to acquire a long pig dinner. Super illegal. Can't do it. Murder, desecration of a corpse, buying it from somebody. Super illegal. You're going straight to jail. The act itself, though? I think the right prosecutor would be a little impressed if you managed to find a loophole for that one. Unless you're in Idaho. Idaho explicitly banned it, with the exception of extreme survival necessity. Threw us a bone with that one. But if you're like me, you might be wondering what the hell could have possibly happened in Idaho for this to be a thing. Strap in. Satanic panic. It was the 90s. It was rolled into a bunch of other stuff in a bill simply titled Mayhem. Such a cliche. Anyway, know your rights.
Did you know that you have rights? The Constitution says you do, and so do I.
Wait a minute, come back. I already know there's going to be some humorless twerp in my comments saying, I can't believe you're encouraging this. Nobody's encouraging anything. Obviously, don't eat anybody. Stupid. That said, for the rest of you with a sense of humor, after your behavior in the Meat Honey video, I am curious to see how committed to the bit you actually are. You know where the comments are. Have fun.
A loophole has been found. So there's a Reddit story. You ready?
Yeah.
And this has been proven. Like, this happened. Says, the quick and dirty. About 2 years ago, I was hit on my motorcycle. They salvaged my foot, but I would never be able to walk on it. I elected to have it amputated. I asked the doctors if I could keep it. I signed some papers, got it back, and with the help of some friends, cooked a portion of the tibialis anterior. Proof. Foot tacos. Oh, there's pictures.
What? What would possess a person to want to taste human flesh?
He said, update, I taste like buffalo. I don't know what that means.
Never eaten a buffalo, but clearly this man has.
Yeah, well, but even recently when my parents were visiting, my dad said something about cannibalism being illegal. And I went, no, bro, legal. It's legal. It's not illegal to eat somebody.
Wow. I would never eat myself.
Or anybody else.
True. Like I said, I don't know what possesses somebody in their mind to go, I want to taste that.
Yep, nope, no desire.
No, that
it's
is
amazing what you can have
filthy
self-control with. Can you imagine your friend being like, hey, dude, they cut my foot off.
You want to eat
I don't know
it?
what to do with it. You want to come over and have tacos?
What the hell? Also, if somebody invited me over for dinner and that's what they cooked, I'd be pissed.
There is a serial killer. She's a woman. And she was married to a man. The man is now since dead. They have been caught in the last 10 or 15 years. But they were doing that. They were moving city to city, killing people. And then after they would kill that person, they would invite their neighbors over for dinner. Yeah, it's wild.
Wowzers.
Because there's a whole podcast about them. It's really good.
Okay, I have 3 conspiracy theories. Okay. Which I will say, all of these I believe to be true. And it's fine if people don't believe it. But I love conspiracy theories.
Okay.
So the first one is that the moon landing is fake. How do you feel about this, Karen?
I've seen the things. I don't know. Because for me, why have we never been back?
Right. And not only that, you're telling me back then when the moon landing happened, we had all the technology not only to film it going up, communicate with the spaceship, but also to live stream it. But we don't have the technology now to do it.
Yeah, why did we never go back?
Because we ain't never been. We have never been, sister.
I think we did it to. So, assuming it's fake.
Right.
Or real. Assuming whatever.
Prove that the moon landings are fake with the logic, not having to look at any video clip or any picture. Today, with 5 decades better rockets and computers, the farthest that NASA can send an astronaut into space is only 1,000th the distance to the moon. So what they're really claiming, Danny, is that back in 1969, when all of NASA's computers combined had 1/1,000,000th the computing power of a cell phone, they sent astronauts ahead of schedule on the first attempt 1,000 times farther than they can do today with 50 years better technology. So what they're actually saying is, for the first time in the history of the world, technology was greater in the past than in the future, which is impossible, which means they faked it. It's amazing. The truth is right there. And people have made a god out of this, and they refuse to see the truth.
I think we did it to show dominance over other countries. We were like, look, we're better than you.
Yeah.
And it was a period where we were like struggling for that title.
Yeah.
As if we're not forever struggling for that title.
Well, and that's the thing with America as a whole, is we're always trying to play this game with other countries, like whose dick is bigger, basically.
Yeah.
And America always wants to have the biggest dick. And it's like, we don't need to do that.
No.
Okay.
You know what we need to do? Get our education system in order.
Yes. But the education system is that way because the government, they want to work us to death so that they make money.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they want.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always think that one's a fun one. And I do think it's true. I don't think we ever went to the moon. Have you seen the footage lately?
Of the moon landing? Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. It's sus.
It's so sus. The second one is that the chemtrails are ruining our planet and food. Basically, it's just poison and chemicals that they're floating out in the air up there.
Oh, yeah, it's been proven.
Yeah. They've come out and actually admitted that they are spraying chemicals all up in our air, and that trickles down to us. It trickles down to all of our produce and all of our food. I'm pretty sure, I think it was Florida. I could be wrong. But I believe Florida has made it illegal for any chemtrail stuff to be happening.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Operation Sea Spray?
No.
Okay. It happened in 1950.
Mm-hmm.
The U.S. Navy conducted a secret biological warfare experiment in San Francisco where they had the major ships and they sprayed bacteria from the ships towards the coast, towards the land, to test the vulnerability to a bioweapon attack.
Yeah.
Killed people.
Oh, my.
Then secret chemical testing. U.S. Army also conducted secret chemical testing in San Francisco, including the use of substance called SM, which led to thoracica infections.
So it was making people sick?
Yep.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, there's so much.
It's like, why are you using us as guinea pigs?
When the Holocaust was over?
Yeah.
America, it's called Operation... I don't remember. I'll have to find it. This is true. There's evidence.
Yeah.
The government has admitted it was true. All those German scientists that were killing people and finding new ways to do so, America offered them asylum and paid them to come here. And they are the ones who started doing research on the military.
Yeah.
Where they would, when the military gets their vaccines, some of them would get LSD, unknown dosages. And they were testing how well they could handle it. And a lot of those people went on to be institutionalized. Like those people who ended up getting LSD lost their ever-living minds. It was a whole thing that they wanted to test. Like once you signed up for the military, you were you ran the risk of being an experimental rat, but they didn't tell you that.
So it was like in the fine print.
Yeah. And they were just like, hey, you did this on Holocaust victims. Come on over here to America and do it on the people that sign up to serve our country.
So terrible.
And then you wonder why we have so many homeless.
Right?
Vets and stuff.
Isn't
Yeah,
it crazy? Isn't it crazy that think about when we grew up, right? Like, sure, there was homeless people.
Yeah.
But today, they are just everywhere. There's encampments everywhere, in every tree. The amount of people that are just in the desert in RVs is insane to me.
No, it is insane. And the last time we drove out to Lake LA, and people were just putting up fence on Avenue O.
I know.
In the desert.
And I wonder,
and just putting their motorhome in.
I wonder if they're buying these properties and how they're getting away with
California, because under California law, they have squatters' rights. So you can walk out in the desert and put up a fence, and if nobody within so many days comes to tell you that you can't have that piece of property, you legally have that property. Even if it belongs to someone else, they can no longer evict you. This can happen to your house, Gloria. You need to look up your laws. This can happen to your house.
That is what. Well, I know that people, like, if you rent your house out, they can just live there and not pay rent.
No, if you leave for the day, take your kids, go to the grocery store, you come back and there is just somebody in your house, the police will not make them move.
What?
The police cannot remove them from your house, and you, if you happen to have a gun, cannot protect your house.
That's wild.
Y'all's governor has taken away your rights to be a safe human, and he has given every stray person on the street in California the ability to take what they want. Did you know he made every theft under $1,000, actually it's like $999.
Yes.
A misdemeanor.
Yeah.
But then they passed a law that you can't charge a misdemeanor.
Mm-hmm.
Gloria, you get to go into every store every day and steal $998 worth of things and walk out.
Yeah.
For free.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you're not buying groceries.
No, I am, because I'm a decent human being. But yeah, especially in the AV, there is a crazy amount of theft. And they can't, like, the store, the people that they'll like make videos of like, oh yeah, they're stealing, but like we can't do anything, and they just walk out of the store, and they like, the people don't even care. They're not even running, they're just walking to their car,
and then they take it down
it's insane.
to the open air markets at night and sell it.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's insane.
It's the wild west out here, I tell you.
It's insane.
Do you see that Spencer Pratt is out here talking about Gavin Newsom?
I don't know who Spencer Pratt is.
You don't know who frickin' Spencer Pratt is?
No.
He was on The Hills. He's Heidi Montauk's husband.
So what's he talking about him?
Okay, so you know about the Palisade fires?
Yes.
Spencer Pratt lived in the Palisades, and his house caught on fire. It just came out. Something about how, like, they don't want to give these people their homes and their properties back.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
And they're actually trying to buy the land. Spencer is out here like, oh, Gavin Newsom, y'all know that this is your doing and this is what you want and you just want this land. And then I don't know if you heard about like the tsunami that was supposed to hit all the beaches out here.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So like a couple days ago, apparently we were getting a tsunami in our beaches. And the day after the tsunami passed us, Spencer Pratt was like, oh, you know who is probably so sad that the tsunami didn't come? Oh, Gavin Newsom. You won't be able to get that tsunami fund now. Dang. Maybe next year, buddy.
Oh, you know who's really upset there was no tsunami last night? Gavin Newsom. can't get any money off the tsunami fund. Bummer. Maybe next earthquake, player.
Somebody posted and was like, I didn't know Spencer Pratt was going to be like saving the day with our governor. Like, if you would have told me Spencer Pratt was out here trying to defend California, and I just thought it was so funny.
No, and I definitely want to talk about the California situation because it's like insane. The fire situation, but like there's things before the fires that are crazy. The insurance, the laws that pass for insurance, and people raise all sorts of questions like how are they ever going to be able to afford to insure homeowners in California?
Yeah.
If California makes it so expensive to have fire damage insurance.
Yeah.
So I wound up on some podcasts yesterday, like listening to men discuss insurance.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. But boring.
Yeah.
We definitely need to talk about the California fires, the Hawaii fires,
Yeah.
because I truly believe, even if they weren't, I don't necessarily believe they were set on fire. I don't believe the fires were set. California catches on fire every year. Happened our whole life.
Yeah,
right?
but then it makes you think too, like, why? Why?
I don't know.
How are these fires
But our whole
starting?
life.
How?
Who knows? I
It just doesn't make
cigarette
sense to
people,
me.
like, flicking your cigarette out the car. I don't know. But the point is, if fires occur naturally,
Yeah.
at some point California's going to catch on fire. When we were in Texas, we had to have hurricane protection on our house,
Right.
which was ridiculous. But every time a hurricane came, we're like, dang, we need to board up and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to have extra insurance in the area you live. If the state physically makes it more expensive for the insurance companies to cover you,
Mhm.
then they're going to leave the state.
Right.
Which leaves 30 million people, which is the number that State Farm abandoned
Yeah.
in California in 2024. 30 million people. They were like, you know what? Peace.
Mm-hmm.
We can't afford to insure you guys.
Yeah.
And then they all burn. And now a law has passed allowing for the government to buy that property.
Yeah.
No, it's insane.
Mm-hmm. And that's also a conspiracy theory, but it's true.
It's where's the conspiracy though? Like that's what's insane. Where's the conspiracy? Because
Right.
it's all happened.
Right. But the reason that things are called conspiracies is because the government doesn't want people to think they're true. They want people to sound crazy, like a crazy conspiracy theorist. So that you don't believe the things that people are doing videos about or writing about online. And that's the thing that, like, I think the government hates too, is that they can no longer manipulate their people because online information is so big and everybody hears about it. Like, things spread
it's also
quickly.
a curse. Yeah.
Oh, it is. It is for sure.
False things.
Yeah.
Also, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. But these are all our own opinions.
Yeah. For sure.
If you made it this far, tell us your crazy conspiracy theories that you believe.
We will see you all next week for more chaos and more fun.
Because we're still having fun. We hope you guys are having fun.
Yeah.
Like, comment, share.
All the things.
All the things. Subscribe. Ring the bell.
Catch you next time.
Cool.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.